Mama?
Okay.
Mom?
Hmm.
Can I have my clothes back?
Yeah, here you go. It's feel pretty good out here.
Not too cold.
Wow.
What?
They're not in here.
Hmm?
They're not in here.
They're right here.
Then why'd you make me this?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't paying any attention, I guess. Hang on. They're right here.
I was literally like, Mom.
Okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. Hey, Jillian.
Hi, I'm so sorry about not responding. I was in Tuscaloosa from Friday evening to Sunday afternoon. And then when I got home, I crashed because I basically was so tired. I was visiting some friends that live there and I stayed with them. So I was like socializing the entire weekend. So
Well, do you want to hear something hilarious?
what?
I had no idea that you didn't respond.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought I had responded. I was so confident I responded. And then I happened to just look and I was like, oh, I didn't respond. I was like, oh no. And then
I think
like,
Lauren and I just assumed that you were gonna that we were copacetic.
yes, well, that was good. We're on the same like kind of levels where we're like, you know what? Yes, this is happening. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, no, I had to get my headphones. I just got back. I went to DC for 4 days, and when I came home, my cat had just like wreaked havoc. So litters everywhere, all over the floor. Look at the footprints. So I got my vacuum going. My other one, so that it makes it easier for when I have to clean.
I'm gonna mute because the band is walking on the field. But I'll be right back.
I was definitely hearing some beats going. I was like, I don't know who that's from, but that's okay. It might have been just a crazy moment because, like, see, I was fine. I stayed in Trustful with my parents last Sunday night and then last night because I was just like, I did not plan on Sunday. I was so tired. I was like, no, I'm not going to do anything that I need to do. So I was like, okay, I'll stay Sunday night and Monday night. And I just arrived at my house to see that my refrigerator has been leaking a little. Yeah. And so my refrigerator is already an old one that wasn't working anyways. But the guy that I bought the house from was like, oh yeah, no, it works. I'm like, yeah, as in like it can get a little cold. But I was like, whatever, it's fine. I knew I was gonna have to buy a new one anyways. But I've been very like pushing it off. And like I have my mini fridge, which is right there from like college. That's that's what I've been using. But I mean, it works because it's just me. So I was like, I don't really have to buy a new refrigerator yet. But now that it's leaking, I'm like, oh no. So my dad's coming down to help him check it out. But I told him, I was like, I have my class. He goes, okay, I can come later. And I was like, okay, that'll be fine. And all of the kids were wild today again. And I'm just like, so it's been, again, one of those days that I feel like I say every class time, but it's true. There's just moments I truly think it cannot get any worse than it's been. They cannot be that any more wild than they've been. And then they surprise me like every week. They're like, surprised, we're going to make this like so crazy. And
well, they're 5th and 6th grade, right?
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
goodness, what a group.
It's like a challenge to them.
It is. Yeah.
Okay, here's my question. What are y'all thinking we could do for learn a new language month? Like the whole class? What, like, go Lauren.
The whole class, if they want to be involved, because we would need to make sure they understand like this would be going on our Instagram and our Facebook. But like I don't know if we want to just sign, things about learning a new language, or, I mean, it is December. So like, I don't know. I already talked to Katie about like our library doesn't do any, like we do the holidays, but we don't do any affiliations with like, we only celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah. Like we kind of acknowledge them all or none.
It's like happy holidays.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know if we want to just do happy holidays, or, there's different celebrations. I left my notepad with all those at work. But there's different celebration months or like days. And actually, I think it's either 10th or 11th is actually like Humans with Disabilities Day. And I feel like we just did, we did like a thank you post and we're closed for Veterans Day, but like for a harbor, I don't know. But, or if we just want them to do like why they love learning ASL, but I don't know how complicated their answers need to be. And like, I talked to Katie about she and I being in a video and saying like, hi. And so I don't know the sign for work for yet, but I was just like trying to spell out marketing coordinator. And I was like, oh gosh, this is such a long word. This is so hard. I was being really slow. And so I was like, they'll have to speed up the video, because I was like, MAR, like it, and then I also had to think of spelling it like out of the blank. So
no, I completely understand that. I'm laughing at Katie right now. I'm gonna go through all.
Oh, she's got her hand over her. I think she's got her hand over her. I think that's what she's doing.
I feel like we have to be like doing it too, because we're like involved. Like,
okay, I miss that. I miss the bands, and I'm glad that they're doing that for flag football.
Oh, I know, really. But yeah, so I'm sorry, I got totally distracted by all of that. That's my attention span right now. It's like I'm literally like a child myself, where I go, oh wait, I totally lost what I was thinking. So yeah, we could definitely, what might be kind of cool is for what we almost could do possibly is like have you guys, just because it might be easier to set up like a different time where we can have you guys like practice signing, like, like I'm a librarian and like, I like learning ASL or something, I keep messing with my hair. I'm sorry. I don't ever know what I want to do with my hair. And it's been up all day. And I was like, I don't want it up anymore, but I don't want it in my face either. And so it's just.
I was never good at the half ponies either.
Like, I like the half up, but like, I'm not feeling it, And like, it's just too much. I'm very picky. But so like what we could do is we could have the entire, because it'd be a video, right? Just like one video, right?
Yeah. And then it's hard because too, if like we want to have them all sign like, we love ASL, or even we love O'Neill Library. I really don't think we need to do it like that. I think we don't need any more endorsement, but then too, I would like individual, but the problem with that is I don't know if you can set it up. Like it'd be easy to just say, hey, if you want to be featured in this video, stay a few minutes after class, we'll do this. But like how to get them to have an individual, because we're signing. So like it pops to whoever is talking, and that's who gets the screen. But since we're signing, it won't know. And I don't know how to do that. And so I talked to Katie about them maybe filming themselves on their phone, but that would be extra homework. So I don't know how well that would go over.
Well, we can definitely talk with them and see how they feel, and if there's some that are like, oh yeah, no, I would like to, help, then we could say those, like, we could almost give them that, like, okay, well, if you want to help, here's how, contact Katie. So we know we'll have your name on the list. And then when you have the video, you just email or, email the video to Katie, and then we could like kind of, connect them all then. So we could just see how like interested people are. And if they're like, no, I think I'll be fine, I don't want to, then we can just, and if like those who do want to, we could. And if like all of them say, no, I don't want to, then it's like, we could think of something us three to do, kind of see what their opinions are. I mean, one thing we could always do, I'm sorry, I know I am signing while I'm doing this.
Oh, that doesn't bother me.
Okay, good. Sorry, I'm like really like doing it hard and I'm staring at myself doing it because it's distracting me. So I'm like distracting myself by signing while I'm talking. It's just a lot happening. But because one thing we could do is we could ask if they don't want to do a video of themselves for like that end part of a video, we could have us all like with the Zoom, like signing the same thing at the same time. So, like saying, I like ASL or I like learning, something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking, and it's I would want to do at least one of those, and then we can do an announcement for the next class.
Mhm.
And then Katie did point out if we would get people to self-record, we can even go back to the other classes that y'all have had.
I was thinking about that too.
So, and I feel like with that though, I don't want to have it be too complicated with that. So maybe like we give them 3 options of, oh, hang on. Is that, I think that's my phone.
I heard the little sound.
I'm sorry. This is, let me mute myself. I think it's my phone.
Hi, Amy. How are you? You're good?
I was gonna sign it. I'm at my kindergartner's birthday party, like not her birthday, but the whole class kind of thing. I'm trying to pay attention to 2 things at once.
That's the same thing as Katie's doing right now. She's at a flag football game right now. And that's why she's not showing her face. So.
Yeah. I might turn my camera off. I'm still paying attention. I promise.
Oh, don't even worry. Like, I understand. Like, again, I've always been like, I'm not going to judge because there was one class, not in this group, but like the one before that. I had a doctor's appointment at like 5 or 4:30 and it didn't finish until like 5:15. And I was like, I do not have time to drive home because it's like a far doctor's appointment. And so I parked in a church parking place because I was like, I feel like this is the best place that if someone sees me, they're not gonna like judge me, or I might have the best opportunity of not getting like the cops called on me and being like, there's this crazy woman who is literally just moving her hands very weirdly in her car. So I was like, maybe I can do fine here. And so I parked and I was like, okay, I don't see anyone. But like, I was getting so distracted because it was right around the same time that the sun was starting to like set. And so I would literally be moving from place to place to get the light to just stop because it would blind me, or my hands would literally disappear. And so I'm very much like, I'm flexible. If you can't show your face, that's fine. I'll just sign. I can talk and pretend like I see everybody. I do that. I can do that very easily. So.
I got mine fixed. My podcast that first of all, didn't even have Spotify open on my laptop. It just ghosted itself. So I'm glad I caught that. Oh, I was going to tell you though, I went to DC and my friend had to yell at me. We were getting lunch. And it was kind of like a food hall. So there's like, so it wasn't like a mall, but it had all these restaurants. And so there's this big bar of tables that you could sit at. And like, there's this, 2 people and they were both, I guess hearing impaired. So they were having a conversation in ASL and I was like, and my friend Laura was like, no, go stare. And I'm like, I'm not staring because it's weird. I'm staring because I want to know what they're saying. And I was like, and they're talking so fast like you. And I'm like, I'm always so jealous. Like I'm so slow. And so I'd stare. She's like, quit staring. And I'm like, it's so interesting what they're doing. And she was like, well, they'll probably think you're just being weird. Don't. I was like, okay. But I was like,
everyone has that moment. I had that moment so many times. Well, and I still do. If I see anybody sign, my instinct is just watching it. And it's hard because I finally realized at one point, I was like, doing this is like listening in on people's conversations. Like when you eavesdrop, it's literally the same thing because you're watching their conversation. And when that finally like appeared in my mind, I was like, oh, I need to stop. I don't want to be rude because if you're hearing and if you're eavesdrop hearing, you can be a little more sneaky about it. You can just kind of be sitting there pretending like your eyes aren't looking at it, but your ear is definitely picking it up. But when it's a conversation in ASL, no, you have to be watching their conversation. And I was like, I have been the nosiest person because I just watch. And it's funny because I'll tell people, I'm like, I'm not even like, I don't even care what they're saying. I'm just looking. And like when I was learning ASL, if I saw someone signing, I was like, and I would just be practicing. But I'm like, that's kind of a weird way to be practicing, is by staring at people's conversations and being very, very rude and being nosy. And I was like, I'm still do it. And so, but what's really cool is that you probably, so in Washington, DC, we have Gallaudet, which is the university. Yeah.
My friend lives right down the road from that. And so, cause I was like, oh, there's a school, this is great. And she was like, well, actually it's a great school, but it's for the deaf.
For the deaf. Mm-hmm.
And so she's like, luckily my son's hearing, you know, he's not hearing impaired, so he can't go there. I was like,
but yeah. And so, because Gallaudet's the first and only really, not the college that's for deaf people. And it's a really big deal in deaf culture because it's the first deaf college. And I want to go visit and I want to go tour it so really bad. I have not yet. And I have gone to Washington, DC like two times now. That's not gone. And I was like, but that's because I don't know my geography. So like I never made the connection that Gallaudet was in Washington, DC until finally I was like, wait a minute, I've been there and I've not gone there. And I was like, how did I not know this? And this was thankfully this was like at least like 3 or 4 years ago. So it wasn't like I just was completely like recently, like thankfully I know where it's located. But yeah, I really want to go. And they also have a Starbucks that's near that is actually like their workers sign.
Yes, I saw something, but yeah, I told my friend, I was like, check to see if they do like adults beginners classes, so then you and I can practice together. Because we FaceTime each other, so I was like, so we can actually practice.
Oh my gosh, yes, they do, because I don't know about how often they are, but I know that they have them because we always talk about how Gallaudet has a ton of resources. Like their website's an awesome like place just to get information, not only about classes, but like about just ASL, the deaf community, everything really. It's a very cool website because I found they have the Gallaudet ASL Children's Dictionary. And I use it for my kids because I have one kid who really struggles with reading and he's got a connection problem with it. And so if I give him a sentence and it may be just a simple sentence, he will struggle and be like, I don't know. And so I'm like, okay, well, you can use the Gallaudet ASL Kids Dictionary on your laptop and you can look, and it's helping him finally make connections with the word. So he's like, oh, okay, that's what that word means. Because before he would just guess. He would never try to read the words. And I was getting so mad with him, like, stop guessing. I can see that you're guessing. It's wrong. And he's like, wrong, then it means it's this. I'm like, no, read the sentence. Because I'll tell you, a lot of deaf kids are really good at like sneaking and acting like they know what they're doing. Like they're good guess takers is I guess what I'm saying. It's like they're really good at guessing because they can like identify clues to make it like be like, oh, I would think it's this, so it's that. And so you have to be really careful with some kids because they'll just be like, oh yeah, it's that. And you're like, but wait, how'd you get that? And I would ask him, like, read the sentence to me. And he's like, what? It's like, read the sentence to me. And he's like, the answer is this. I'm like, read the sentence to me. And he's just very like, okay. And then so I use that resource. I love that resource. I do think it's a very good one. And I actually never sent that one out. I'll have Katie send that one out. It's a good one to find. Also, please don't judge me. I'm constantly drinking a lot of fruit juice right now. I'm trying to get rid of it. And also I'm very, very thirsty. So
real quick, because I know you got to start class. But so not far from Gallaudet, my friend and I went to another place. We were walking around, and I'm going to try to show it up to my camera, but it's called Mazzeria, and it's proud, deaf, and owned. And then it has the sign spelling for Mazzeria on the door. And I was like, oh my God. And so we couldn't go. They were closed. They were only open for dinner. But I was like, I got to take a picture for my ASL class.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so when you go visit Gallaudet, you need to go to Mazzeria because it's not
Oh my
that
gosh.
far.
Yes, because I was already planning on going to the Starbucks. And so I'm like, I'm gonna have to just go everywhere and be like, oh my gosh, hi. Yeah. I'm very
Yeah,
excited.
you'll have to have like an itinerary like to check off everywhere. But yeah, I was gonna say go to Mazzeria. If I stayed longer, because all my friends lived in different parts. So I had one that lived in Ivy City that was near the Capitals. One lived in Bethesda. So
Oh, wow.
I only got like kind of one day with each of them.
It's like, I'm
But,
just you for today, not tomorrow. Nope.
Yeah,
gotta
each
keep going.
person, like I moved on. But had I stayed longer in Ivy City, where Gallaudet U is near, I would have gone to Mazzeria because
Ah,
I would have done the slowest order ever, saying like what pizza I want, but I would have done
but
it.
it would have been a very fun experience, that's for sure. And also, yes, Vivian, I saw your message, and yes, it is. I am a child, and I don't care.
Oh, that is
Yes,
a Steven Universe cup.
yeah, it's Steven's little star. I literally like any kids shows, I'm very much that person who's like, whatever I like, but I like all. And it's funny because I'll have it on.
Falls.
Yes,
I love Gravity Falls.
I have the third journal. Like I got the book that they have. I have it. I was like, I have to have this, and I bought it. So that is in my little library of all my books because I have like a ton of books, and it's in there. But it's one of my like proud possessions. And when I bought it, my friend was like, "Isn't that from like a kid's show?" And I was like, "Yes. So what?"
What's it to you?
Exactly. I'm literally I'm all over the place with my shows. I love all kinds. So yes, this is my Steven Universe mug. Okay. I told you guys I'm literally chugging the juice. I don't know what it is, but I just feel this need. I guess I'm hoping the sugar will hype me up because I just feel so But anyways, okay, we'll get started. And then yeah, this one won't be a very heavy content class because we're going to be talking about two things: emotions and descriptors. So we'll and like emotions, a lot of them can be kind of like the same sign, we may use different words in English, but in ASL it's like, no, you're still saying like you're sad, so those kinds of things. And then for descriptors, they're not that complicated. They're just very almost kind of, you can kind of picture them, but there's not that many of them because it's like you're describing them, you're acting it out kind of deal. So we'll start with emotions first. So the sign for emotions is going to be your E's, and then you're just going to go emotion, and you go an upward motion up against like your, like kind of going almost hitting your clavicle. I'm proud I didn't know what that bone was called. I don't actually know it all. No, collarbones. Nope, I'm wrong anyways. I don't teach the whole skeletal system. At least that's not what I've been doing. That's not what my information is now. We're talking about the moon. So that's why I'm not the strongest. I promise. I actually know what I'm doing. It's just not always great with the bone. I just don't know my bones. I've never been able to know. That's the whole side note. So the first one we're going to start with is happy, which is the same for how we said happy birthday. So happy. And again, when you're signing these emotions, your face is going to be showing it as well. You are not going to be saying, I'm happy. That's just no. I have a kid who will do that to be funny to me. He goes, oh, I'm happy. And I'm like, your face don't look. And he's like, fine. And I'm like, don't even try. So happy. And then we have excited. So excited is going to be, again, those like your two middle fingers, and they're going to go excited. And you want to have like your face, like you're almost like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Your face is just getting yes. Like you don't hide your facial expressions. Don't be like, oh no, I'm just trying to be calm, excited. No, it's I'm excited. Oh, excuse me. I knew this juice was going to get to me. I might have hiccups, and I apologize if you hear them. They're crazy. Then we'll have sad. So sad's going to be sad. And you have that, and you're kind of making your pouty face like sad. I know it's really hard when you're teaching, when you're trying to do it. You get better when you actually are having conversations about it. But like right now, I'm seeing all of us do sad, and I'm making myself laugh. So sad. I told you it's hard to do that one when you're not sad. And then we have mad. So mad's going to be your whole hand kind of partially bent. Mad. It could be mad like you're coming up like mad. And you have your eyebrows are furrowed like you are angry, mad. I've seen mad, but this one can be confusing with wow. So I just do mad. Okay. Then we have calm, like just kind of chill. And so it's going to be, and your facial expressions again, it's going to be just kind of like, yeah, I'm good. I'm chill. You know, you're not going to be like, oh, I'm chill. No, I'm chill. Cool. Think about all those cool kids that don't want to show their facial expressions. So they're like, I'm good. What's up? That's basically what you're doing. I saw Vivian just die over there.
There's a kid like that in my class, and it's like one kid just went up and poked him, and it played with his hair, and he was just like, yeah, chill, like.
Channel him when you're doing the sign for chill. Just think of him, chill. I'm chill. And then we have scared. So scared we learned during Halloween, which was haunt, where we did scary house. So scared. It's like you have those fists and they hand slay. Scared. And I always have my, you know, when you jump, you kind of go, ooh, you jump up. So I'm like scared. You just kind of curl. I love how aggressive I'm saying scared. Like I can hear it echo and I'm just like, wow, that's having a moment, but scared. Then we have tired. So the sign for tired is going to be, your hands are almost they're going to be bent. Like you're almost having your little puppets. Yeah, like that. And they're going to go into your shoulder blades, like right here. And you're going to go tired. You just kind of curl inward, tired. And it's like your shoulders just can't even stand anymore. I'm tired. Mm-hmm. So tired. All right, we'll stop for these and we'll go all the way back to the beginning. I know there's a lot and I probably won't remember them all in the exact order, but we'll get to them. So we had happy. And then we had emotions, which I forgot, which were those E's, emotions. This can also be the sign for aggressive, like, you know, like if you're angry and you're like they're being aggressive, or like on a soccer team. It's the A's though, aggressive, like, you know, so just kind of a little tidbit. Then we had excited, so excited. And then we had, sorry, my phone gave me a notification and I totally forgot where I was. So we had happy, excited, sad. Then we had mad. Again, that angry face. You really, you want, you really want to channel your little like Hulk angry face, like, oh, I'm so mad. And then we had scared. So scared. And then tired. All right. So if you were trying to say like you are so mad you're blowing up, like you're about to explode, you go, oh wait, no, I'm sorry, that was way too fast. Non-dominant is a fist. Dominant is open hand on top. You swell it up and then you slam down. You're just like, that's like explode. So it's almost like, and I always think of it because the sign for soda is soda. You know, that little, that I think of if you shake a soda can, you know, you just shake it to the point where it's about to explode and it just goes that. So I think of that as like when you're just exploding like a soda can, you are so angry. You are just like, that. Then just a little, if it helps make sense or remember, and you're like, well, I mean, I wasn't thinking of it that way, but now that Jillian said it that way, I'm never going to forget it. There you go. If you are saying you are sleepy, which I mean, tired, technically, they're two different things. Tired could just be like, I'm just feeling tired. And then sleepy is like, I'm ready for sleep. So sleep's going to be, I'm going to turn myself sideways. It's going to be sleep, sleep, sleep. Yeah. So it's like, remember wolf came out, is now down, sleep, sleep. Mm-hmm. And that's for sleepy, that's for sleep. I want, what time when I want to go to sleep now, it's that word. Oh, excuse me. Let's see, what are some other emotions we have? Feelings. Well, there's the sign, the feelings. So the sign for feelings, middle finger, it's got feelings. You just kind of have a brush up against your, feelings. And you kind of want to make sure it's in the center, like kind of like, doesn't have to be like exactly in the center, but if you go farther out, that can either look like you're saying what's up, because this is what's up, which I think is so funny to me. I never use this. I just don't. But what's up? But so in the middle, it's feeling. And this is also for feels. So like, if you're saying like that box feels hard, or something like that feels. So let's see. What was the other ones? I had some other ones and I'm trying to remember them now. I'm usually better with my emotions, but no. Well, what are you guys thinking of emotions? What kind of emotions do you think that you guys would like to know, or I may have forgotten while I drink my juice? Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys literally just said the exact same thing and I love it. Okay. So the sign for anxious / nervous, which is the same thing, is going to be your hands like this, and then you just shake them. You know what? Same. Okay, same. There's just days where I'm just like, this is too much happening right now. So anxious, nervous, is that shaky hands. Whenever you see people, how like, to show how anxious someone is, they're like, look, oh. Ooh. I feel like I just go all over the place. In the morning, I'm just grumpy, I'm tired. And then in the afternoon, I'm like, okay, I'm finally like, we're happy, we're good, and we're awake. And then something happens and I'm just mad. And then I'll be like, oh no, now something else has happened. And I feel like you just go through about 20 different emotions every day. I think that's just a thing for real life. Let's see. Okay. So disgusted. Oh my goodness. So okay. I'm trying to think of how you would describe, because I would always do it like don't like, which is don't like. So the sign for like, and then you throw it. Don't like. It's just like your middle finger and your thumb pull together, and then you throw it. Don't like. Oh, I know. I can remember now. Sorry. It's gonna be your middle finger doing it. Ooh. Ooh, like, ooh, that's gross. Yeah. So I was sitting there, I was like, I know I used something else, but all I'm thinking about is like, I'm grossed out by that. It's like, I don't like that. You can say it kind of either way. So, but ooh. And you want to again make that like you're making that face of like, ugh. I was thinking about that. The second you said gross out, I was like, I'm immediately thinking about her. And I can't remember her name, but I immediately was thinking about her name of her. And I was like, man, disgusted. I was literally thinking, what's her name? I was like, how would I use the sign to describe disgusted? I'm glad to know we're on the same page. That movie was great. Let's see. So yeah, so disgusted. You could also be like, so this is a sign for hate. Hate, it's your middle fingers flick up, hate. That's the sign for like awful. So like if you're saying that food is awful, like awful, I would really suggest not doing that in front of the person who actually made it. That's just word to the wise. Don't want to offend anybody. But yes. And like usually it's more like this is like awful. And you have that kind of face of like you don't even know. Let's see, what other emotions? I'm trying to think if there are any more. I mean, we kind of hit because if there's any like other fancier ways that we say emotions, a lot of times they are very similar. So like if you're saying you're feeling blue, you know, we like to use, you know, feeling blue today. You actually wouldn't say I'm feeling blue today because you're not an actual color. You're not blue. You didn't change colors and turn blue. You are feeling sad today. Ooh, crazy. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. So the sign for crazy is crazy. It's literally what we do when we go, she's crazy. It's crazy. Like, and if you're doing wild and not like animals out in the wild, but like you're acting wild today, you would do wild. It's the using it wild. These were my children today. In a lot of classes, literally us teachers would look at each other and then we'd go, your kid's wild too. And they're like, We all of us teachers needed help today. We were like, oh my goodness. So wild. For confused. And I'm going really fast and I apologize. If I'm going too fast, let me know. I'm just getting, the juice is finally hitting me and I'm getting hyper now. So confused is going to be, you're going to have your hands kind of both in those open fists and you're going to go confused. And you see they're going in like opposite circles. So you see they're not going at the same time. They're, yeah, confused. Oh my gosh, that I cannot watch myself do that on the screen. That gets me dizzy because like my fingers are doing the in and outs, but also on the screen is doing it. I just was like, wow, my face can't handle this, but confused. And again, you're always like, you kind of have your eyeballs like you're, you know, when you're going, huh? You're making that confused. The sign for like puzzle, like it's a puzzle, like it's a mystery, will be mystery. So you're going to start with your pointer, come back into an X, mystery. And it's because it looks like you're doing a question mark, like it's puzzling. So mystery, puzzle. I just kind of remembered as we were doing confused. I don't know why, but it did. Oh, distracted. The one I probably should have started off with because I do it every time. So distracted is going to be your two F's. And then you're going to start them kind of like this, and then they're going to go. So pretend like these are your eyeballs. And when you look here and then there, you know, so it's like how you're looking. And you go distracted. It's very, I know it's very hard. You almost kind of have them, and you want them to say like, you see what I'm doing? It's almost like you know how like when you do this, but do that with your fingers. There we go. Yeah. I was saying a lot of this and I was like, that's not it. Confused. I mean, distracted, distracted. And you do it a couple like bounces at the same direction, distracted, either way works. So distracted, which is pretty much me on a daily basis. I think if I had to say, that would probably be the one that would be the biggest. All right. I think that we're good on our emotions right now. I think we've become one with our feelings. So we will now go on to descriptors. So the word for description, describe, explain, is going to be, again, those two F's. They're now sideways, and then you bounce them back and forth. Describe. Like here, I'll come sideways and describe. Yeah. But you want to have it like obviously relaxed. I'm just trying to give you guys like an aerial view. So it's like this, just kind of bounce them back and forward. Describe. So if you're saying like, I'm describing that person. So let's see. Well, now I'm questioning. Oh wait, no, that was old. That's why, sorry. I had like a look up thing and I was like, I don't remember talking about these though. So that was from the other class when we did descriptions. So the first thing you want to do is, not first thing you want to do, but you know, we tend to describe hair. So we'll do hair. So we have our colors, you know, so brown, I think we have the color video. If you haven't watched it, that's okay. So the color for brown, the sign for brown is brown. It's a B, comes down your cheek to your chin, brown. And so, I'm sorry, that was a hiccup. What you'll do is you'll do color, hair, brown. And that's, and it's, you know, hair's easy, hair and brown. If it's blonde, I tend to always see, I see more yellow, like people will go yellow, like yellow, yellow. I think there is a sign that I have seen once or twice that actually would use the word blonde, but most of the time I do just see yellow. If it's black, you would go black, black, black. Pointer, and you want to keep that pointer finger straight, because if you do this, that's because. Because, and so I was going to think of a sentence, didn't think of one, so, but because. And there are 3 up here that are very important to be careful with. I mean, they're not bad. You have forgot, black, and then because. And then summer is here too, summer. So there's just a lot in there. Again, you just have the context clues. I'm hoping that you do at least somewhat close enough. Especially when you're learning. That's what I meant. All right. Then we have red for like, and honestly, you know, we all have all those variations. We have strawberry blonde, light brown, all those. Yeah, my sister's a redhead, but other people call her strawberry blonde. And we're like, you didn't see the flames when she was a kid. So I think she's still a redhead. But when in ASL, you could do light brown. I've seen 2 ways of saying light. I got corrected because I said light, where you flick them, like it's your middle finger and it flicks your chin. So it's your middle finger and then flicks your chin. This is for like light bulbs, like any kind of light. And I see people use this for color. So light brown hair. Someone was, I was meeting a very nice woman who was much older and she is deaf. So she uses ASL all her life. She's like, light. And I think the reason was because this is dark. So dark brown, light brown. I think either will work. I have seen this one used more often, but she did get on to me because she was like, so light bulbs, you have blue colored light bulbs? Because I said light blue. And I was like I was trying to describe my walls. And she looked at me, she goes, so you have blue colored light bulbs? And I was like, no. And she's just like, you said light blue. And I was like, oh, I see my mistake now. So if you're describing like the kind of hair, like curly, straight, wavy. So curly is going to be a C and you're going to go curly. Like, I mean, curly. Like, and you shake it. Like, it's almost like when you are, like if you were to go your fingers down on it and you would just feel every bump, it'd be just like curly. For wavy, which I know mine doesn't look it, but well, it kind of does. It is wavy. It just has its days. You would just kind of go wavy. Is that shaking again? Straight is just going to be just straight, like you just kind of, you're just like, she's hair straight. This is for like where it is level wise. So if you're saying it's, you know, right here, kind of ends here, it's like very short. Yeah, so you could be like, has bangs. I see finger spelled for bangs. And then like short, long, you know, normal and long. So you kind of just determine by showing it on your person. Let's see. Now, what are some other, now, if you have any other colors like me, who's got her purple that looks blue, but it's purple, not anymore, but it was purple, you would just use that same color. So being like purple, which is that P shaking, or blue, which is the B shaking. But that's how you would describe that hair color. I see someone is typing. I'm waiting to see what the message is. I didn't want to start a whole new thing just yet on that. Let's see. I'm gonna pull this up. Oh no, I don't want to. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to not type. We don't need.
Sorry. Can we do like over and under? Like that thing is on top of the table or underneath the table?
Yes. So here, we'll do that real quick because that's really easy. So if something's on top of something, you can do, there's two ways you can do on. You can do the actual on, like it's on. It's your non-dominant is hand, and then dominant's on top, on. So you'd be like table, it's on table. This is the sign for set, like set up. It's set. It's that you kind of in a thumbs up. So if you're like, put that on the table, well, set it like the table, just set it up. So, but you still can use on table too. That'd be fine. For under, you will go under. You have again that hand, and now you make that motion of under. This is also for like if you're trying to say like you hid something, it's very similar. You could just be like, I'm hiding, but under. Now go up high. It's not this high usually, but I'm just doing it for you guys to say under. So you start up here and then you go under. And those are for when you're, those are more like saying like descriptions like my cups are under my table, you know, under. All right, and then I did see there was a message and then it left. Okay, so when you mean by face descriptors, do you mean like if you have beauty marks or, because there are multiple ways you can describe someone's face. I just want to be clear on which part you're asking about. Okay, so the sign for eyes is literally just goes eyes. And what you would do is you'd go eyes, color, blue, green is a G and you shake it green. Whatever color they are, you would just say that. For their nose, most of the time by that point, you're kind of like, okay, well, if you get the hair, the eyes, when we get to close in a minute, you're pretty much good to go. But for nose, I mean, I point to a nose, like, you know, I'm not good at identifying noses. So you could be like big, like nose, like its nose is big, it's thin, making like a thin kind of motion, like thin, like thin. For teeth, if you mean like braces, braces is going to be 2 X's and it's across. Braces, has braces. You would say like has, which this is for has, have, had. You would do had with a finish at the end. Oh, we never did that as a class. Sorry, I just remembered that. That might be our next class. Sorry, I'm adding in things. But so braces, like have braces. Yes, ears, you know, it's very much just pointing to it. So yeah. Okay, now we finished off basically not girls, but hair, parts of hair. We forgot about one thing that I think is kind of a funny one to me. And I hate that I make that fun. And I think it's funny, but the reason I think it's funny to me is because I had to use it today in a story with my kids and they thought it was the most hilarious thing they'd ever seen. They knew the sign, but it was the story. It's the sign for bald. So bald's going to be your middle finger and it's going to start and you just spiral. Bald. So we were talking about, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of The Witches by Roald Dahl. So there's a graphic novel of it. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I let my kids pick from 3 books and they picked that one. So we started reading it today. And we're at that part where we're like, they're describing what witches look like, you know, and they don't have hair, they're bald. And so I was like, yeah, look, they're bald. And my kids just thought it was the funniest thing. I don't know what happened, but they died. They thought it was so funny. And I was like, all right, you guys. But so I'm now going to associate every time I see this sign, I'm going to just think of that time. But anyways, for glasses. So glasses are going to be your kind of almost your like little C's and glasses. Mm-hmm. Glasses are fine too. Most of the time, glasses. Mm-hmm. If you're describing the glasses, you would say the color. So like glasses, color, red, blue, whatever. If you're talking about like the shape, you would just follow the shape. So like glasses, you know, like I would be like square. It's almost like you're drawing a square, a triangle, a circle, any of those kinds of things. So for jewelry, you will do, like, if it's earrings, you'll just do earrings. You'll touch. You will then describe it as, like, for example, like mine's are sharks. I got them as a birthday gift. So I would go earrings, sharks. And then for, if, like, let's say you had a nose piercing, you would be like nose. So you would just like kind of like that hook and be like nose. Kind of like, you know, like almost like it's like you're almost like putting a hoop in, nose hoop kind of deal. And that would be the same for like kind of, if you're saying like earrings, like all the way down. For rings, sorry, I keep doing us a lot. I'm sorry, I really am saying that a lot. Rings, depending on whichever it is, you would just put it on your finger. So like ring. And see, what's kind of hard, not hard, but challenging is when you're describing it, there's not actual, like, some of them are not always just signs. Like you can just say, you know, I have a large pointy ring. You would have to describe it in like action-y kind of ways, where like you'd be like a ring, it's black, and it's like, I would, you know, start drawing out the shape. So it can get a little complicated. For bracelets, you just do bracelet. It's just like, it's a bracelet. Yeah. And trying to think of how, sorry, I really zoned out for a minute. Slap. I love it. I'm sorry. All I saw was Vivian just getting so ready. She like ramped up and she's just like, boom. But yeah, basically it's like a slap bracelet. Or snap bracelet, sorry. But yeah. If you're having a metal, like if it's like silver or gold, you would sign the sign for gold, which is gold. So it starts like it starts with this hand motion, and then the pointer finger comes down. So it's almost like you're turning your hand into a phone. Gold. Silver, I tend to use gray for it, which is gray, silver. A lot of times when I'm trying to describe something, if it's like a silver piece of jewelry, is I'll do the sign for metal, and then I'll do that gray. And so the sign for metal is a hook, and it just goes under your chin, metal. I mean, like metal, gray. And then that's kind of how I would describe it. Let's see. Okay. We did our hair. Oh, makeup. So if you're describing makeup, so makeup for especially, I mean, you're pretty close. So it's like makeup. These are eyelashes. So you could just be, it's just makeup, you know, you're almost like you're basically drawing, like you're doing your makeup, you know, that you would say, oh, your makeup. Okay. Then we go on to our clothes. So well, first, actually, before we do that, let's do short, tall, and skinny and large, because those are not basic, but they're easier than clothes can be. Easy. Clothes will be kind of more detailed. So if you are saying that someone's height, saying how tall they are, how short they are, is you basically just do wherever they are. So if they're tall, you would go tall. If they're really tall, you like emphasize, like your whole head's going back, like you're still trying to stare up at this person. If you're saying they're short, again, you know, you kind of have it that lower, like, oh, they're about this tall kind of deal. For skinny and large, see, so you would probably go, because my family is too. I'm the shortest member of my family, and I'm the oldest. Just thought I'd say that. I'm very petty about it. Like, I have a sister and a brother, and they're both much taller than me. And I'm 4 years older than them. I thought I should be taller than them, but it doesn't work that way. So I have to, every time I talk about my family, I'm like, they're all taller than me. And then I always pretend to make the sad crying faces. They're like, my kids are like, what's wrong? I'm like, I'm the shortest of my family. And then they start laughing because they think it's funny. I'm like, no, it's not funny, but anyways, sorry. Those are little tidbits, little stories. For size, it's kind of funny in ASL. I've always, ASL is very straight to the point. And what I mean by that is that they're not going to, you know, how we like to use nice ways of saying, oh, you know, he's just a little chunky, you know, he's just a little chubby. You know, we're trying to be very sensitive to our friends' feelings. In ASL, it can be very just to the point. So the sign for, I've seen two signs for fat. So one, large, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be sensitive as I have to say it, but basically this is the same sign. It's like you're almost like emphasizing the cheeks are large, so fat. And then the other one is big. So remember I showed you guys the sign for big. It's your two L's, your pointer fingers are bent and you're sideways. So big. You can use this to, like, if you're saying like a specific size, but just kind of like, you know, this size, whichever. For skinny, you can do, I mean, again, the thing is there's no strict rules when it comes to describing someone's size. And I mean, not that I'm suggesting you guys should just go and just describe everyone's size, because, you know, some people are not going to like that, but like you can just always go with like, you know, skinny. But the other sign for skinny is like really skinny, and it's this. You have your two pinkies touch and then they come up. And when you do it, you almost want your lips to be like, because it's like when you're thinking about how skinny, like you're just like they're really skinny. All right. I did also just remember as we were doing this that I forgot 3 signs. 4, nope, I'm sitting them now. Oh no, emotions. So I'm just gonna add these real quick because I think these are big ones to have. So one is stubborn. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry, Vivian just was like, oh my gosh, that's me right there. Yeah, no, that's every single student in my classroom. I look at them and I go, you're stubborn. And they're like, oh, you're not. And I'm like, and then they'll go, okay, maybe. So the sign for stubborn is gonna be your thumb, your hands kind of, your 4 fingers are touching, thumbs on the side, stubborn. And it's again with that kind of, those eyebrows are like, you're stubborn. Then we have sensitive. Sensitive is going to be your middle finger is on top of your side, and you're going to go sensitive. And it's going that outward. So it's not like going up, it's going out. Sensitive. Then we have mean. So yeah, there you go, Vivian. You're getting the facial expressions. Perfect. So mean's gonna be it's hard to describe, but you have your hands kind of partially open, and I'm going very slowly so you can see, and you kind of turn them into fists. Mean. And again, that eyebrow is down, like she's mean, he's mean. And then I had, oh, what was the other one? There was one more word I had that I was like, oh, stubborn, sensitive, mean, shy. So the sign for shy, thankfully you don't actually have to fingerspell it, is going to be the outside of your fingers are going to rest on your cheek. Shy. And you're not going to go, oh, shy. No, you'll be shy. Oh, and I just remembered another one. I'm sorry. I knew this would happen. I'm sitting here going, why can't I always remember them in order? Yes, there is, and it's friendly, and I'll add that one. So the one I was going to say is, oh no, I lost it. Oh no. I just sat here and was like, wait, oh no. Yes, that's literally me. That really needs to be like, my name sign needs to be changed to just that, I think. Let me see. So we were talking about shy, because, oh, well, I'll just do outgoing because it's a sign for friendly. So friendly is going to be friendly. It has hands and it's friendly. It's like coming up to your face, you know, like, oh, it's friendly. Oh man. What was I thinking? There was a word. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I remembered it. And then, oh no, don't tell me I lost it again. Oh no. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm really trying to remember these things. Because I was thinking about confused. I was like, it's not confused because we did that. So shy, friendly. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is gonna drive me insane. Because I thought of it when I said shy. Because we have mean, stubborn, shy, sensitive, friendly, embarrassed. I remembered it. Embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here having to try to think of what it was. It's embarrassed. So the sign for embarrassed is embarrassed. If you're open palms and it's embarrassed, it's like the red cheeks. I know mine are red, but I'm not embarrassed. It's hot in here, but embarrassed. I'm so glad I finally remembered that. That was going to drive me insane.
Can you do strong as well?
Strong, yes. So strong is also the sign for brave. So it's going to be, you start with your hands like resting on your shoulders and then you pull them up. It's almost like you're picking up a weight. Strong, brave, strength, anything kind of, that's the one. Awkward, ooh, that's a good one. So awkward's going to be your 3 fingers and you're going to go awkward. I always make the awkward face. Like I just waddle, like, ooh, this is an awkward thing. Awkward. Yeah, I'm trying to think of any others. Because see, now that they're just kind of appearing everywhere. And I'm like, oh, I forgot one was sweet. Like kind, sweet, honest. I told you guys I was going to forget all of these. So sweet is going to be sweet. It's the same thing as what we say for sweet tea. So sweet. Ooh, that's a good one. So like kind is your 2 Ks. I want you to go kind. So one in motion, one's going in a full circle. The reason I did this was careful. That's careful. Like be careful. So, and then there's honest. Honest is going to be an H. So your non-dominant is side palm. Dominant is that H, and you go honest. You just slide your H across, honest. Disappointed. So funnily enough, disappointed also is the same sign for miss. Like I miss you. But your facial expressions are going to show which one you mean. So disappointed is disappointed. You're not going to say, I'm so disappointed. No, you're going to be like, I'm disappointed. If you say like, I missed you, like missed you, really missed you. So loyal. Oh boy, I'm trying to make sure, because you made me think of lazy, and now that's all I'm saying is lazy. I'm sorry. This one I do want to make sure I say right, because loyal and lazy are similar. So lazy, I can give you guys lazy already, because this is pretty much me all the time. It's going to be an L, and it's lazy. You just tap it across. Yeah, lazy. And then loyal, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so loyal is loyal. You do a flip, turn, slam. Loyal. And then you got lazy. Lazy is the taps. So lazy is tapping. Loyal is going to be, you start outward and you go loyal. It's like you're making a dramatic turn and then slam. Dramatic slam. Loyal. I knew that those were near each other. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I have to send a message real quick to my dad. It's about the refrigerator. So I promise it's not like, oh, I'm just texting in class. No, like it's actually a serious. I'm so sorry. While y'all think I'm almost done. Okay, I'm so sorry. I was very distracted, but yes. Let's see, any more good descriptions? Okay, this one's kind of, I like to call myself weird. I'll just say it here, you know? So, because, yes, there we go. Yes. Because, you know, some people are like, wow, weird's just kind of got such a negative kind of label to it. But I'm like, no, I'm weird. I'm awkward. I'm weird. I accept it. Weird's going to be the W and you're going to go weird, weird, weird. Yeah. I love it. It's just weird. Perfect. And then sorry, I saw a message and that threw me again. Sorry. Again, this is literally me to a T. The sign for strange. So the sign for strange is strange. Strange. Now you would not say strange person unless you're talking about like a weirdo. Okay. You would not say stranger as in stranger. And the reason I say that is because that was my first instinct, but if you said a stranger, that's almost like that negative kind of way where you're just like, that's a strange man. That's a strange woman. So this is just strange. And then we've just curved off from the descriptions of people. I'm so sorry, but that's good. We can always catch it up next time. The next one is interesting. Like this was interesting to hear. This was interesting to see. And it's interesting. Mm-hmm. Now for tissue, like if you're saying like a tissue, you're like it's almost like that pinching. But interesting is like, you almost like, it looks like you're higher up. Like you're like, I'm interested. I'm like nosy, I guess. But then if you're like doing like a tissue, it's down more. You say so interested, no drippy, like, what's the word? Runny nose. There we go. I was like, what is the word for this? So, okay. Let's see. So I know we have like 5 minutes left and we have not done a lot of review. But what we could do is we could just do a quick little thing of how you would describe clothes. Just a little quick thing. Is that fine with you guys? Okay. So I showed you guys the sign for clothes, which is clothes. If you're talking about a dress, dress is going to be dress. And you almost like you keep going. Like I know you can't see it, but I keep going a little. Like I'm going to go sideways. Dress. Just to show that I'm talking about a full body outfit. If you are talking about a shirt, you go shirt. And if you're describing the length of it, you would go here, here, here. You show on your arm. If it's a V-neck, kind of like how mine is, you would go V-neck, like, you know, shirt, V-neck or loop or kind of turtleneck. So you just kind of show the lengths. For its color, you just use the color. For things that are like, I'm trying to remember if we did this or not, because I feel like I start to mix them in. But for things like stripes, you would go stripes. And then you would say, yeah, it's like zebra. Exactly. It's zebra. But now you're saying like clothes, stripes. And what you'll do is like for the colors, you can go like, if you're saying it's red and green, we're going to go Christmassy colors here. Red, green, and then like stripes. So like you go red, green, stripes. For polka dots, it's going to be 2 zeros, basically 2 F's again, and you just kind of tap them like cheetah. Very descriptive. And so to know if, again, that's how you would know the difference is you're talking about like my shirt, it's polka dots. You're not going to say my cheetah is polka dots. You're going to go my shirt is polka dots. If you're talking about a pet cheetah, you better say pet, so they know that you're talking about an animal. And then for plaid, it's going to be plaid. So you go 4 down, 4 out. You know what, Vivi? I'm sorry, but I actually didn't think of it because I saw you. It just happened to hit me next. So that was the next one to say. I just realized you have a plaid on, and I was like, wait a minute. That is not where I said it, but well, that's plaid. So plaid. You'll go down. It can go, you can go outside this way where you start with your fingers on the outside, this. You can just go plaid. Okay. And then we have, trying to think of any other. For pants, again, you kind of pull on them. If they're blue jeans, you can't really see it, but I'm going to hike my knee up so you can. You go BG, blue jeans, blue jeans. I recently learned that, and that was the most exciting thing I saw that day. I was like, oh my gosh, blue jeans, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. So, blue jeans. For shoes, and then I promise we'll finish. This is the sign for shoes. A lot of times you might want to, those you tend to want to fingerspell, like if they are a tennis shoe or like flip-flops or sandals, I would just fingerspell them. I think they have signs, but I don't always see them as often. I do see just more fingerspelling. But heels does have one. Heels. You have your pointing fingers and pointing down. I just think of how little girls, when they walk in their mother's heels and they just get all clumpy and they're just like, ooh, teetering. That's literally all I see when I see this. And it makes me laugh. I wore heels one day to work last week. They weren't even big. They were really just kind of chunky. And all my kids were like, oh, heels. And they were doing this whole thing, like amazed by me. And I was like, you guys, it's a shoe, but okay. Yeah, I'm not a big heel person either, but I did that day. So, okay. Is there any other, well, socks. So socks are going to be pointer fingers doing the same thing that you like, kind of with shoes, but socks. This is also the sign for stars, but stars will be more up. Yes, exactly. You do your stars. That's literally, if you're talking about like all the stars, that's what you would go like star, 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 star. Okay. So I know it's 6:29, so I will stop because I know I've been just adding and giving more and more and more. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I thought this one was a little interesting. Oh my gosh, my phone, don't fall down. Sorry, I was having fear that it was gonna fall, make a loud sound, and again. But so I think, I don't know. Whenever I say I do not know, all I hear is a donut, and it makes me just get thrown off every time. So I just thought I'd point that out. Katie, I do not know if this is our last class or not, but I mean, not our last class, next week. I'm sorry. I meant next week. Sorry. I saw everybody's face go, what? I mean, I cannot remember if next week is our last class or it's the 2 weeks. I cannot remember. I'm sorry. I didn't even realize what I said was wrong until I saw literally all of your faces go, what? So no, I promise we have one more. I know we have one more. But what we'll do next week is that'll be kind of, I think what we'll do in the beginning, just to give everybody an opportunity to ask any last kind of questions on signs you guys would like to know. Is there anything you're curious about? And then when we get through all of those, we can do a fun little game. But I do want to give you guys that opportunity to, think of any signs that you're like, I see this very often in school or work, or, I think I see this a lot in my house. I want to know what the sign is. You are happy to give you guys, I'm happy to give you guys the signs if I know them. So also I'm going to end with one more thing because Vivian reminded me, is the sign for that. So like you're saying exactly like that, like right. And it's going to be this Y and you're going to go that. So you know how we'll go, right, yes, exactly. When we're talking to people, it's that, yes, it's that. Sorry, when I saw a hat, all I saw was that. I know you said hat, and I know we will talk about hats next week, but I just saw that. My brain just went straight to that. Don't know what happened, but that. Okay. All right, well, we will finish now. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you all next week. Bye.
Hey, Jillian, really quick before you run.
Yes.
I work a lot with the Spanish population. I'm also interested in Spanish ASL. I speak Spanish and English already. So if you want someone to practice with who actually wants to learn, I'm in that community a lot. And I'd actually be really interested in learning with you.
Yes, definitely. I will see what kind of resources, because I've been very curious on Spanish Sign Language. I know that a lot of my families, they don't necessarily use it, but I still think it's kind of an interesting language to learn.
Do you know
I
if
know.
Joseph uses them?
Do I know if he uses them?
Yeah, his parents don't speak English at all, or are they just learning ASL?
So a lot of parents they just learn ASL
Mm-hmm.
while they only speak Spanish. It's
Yeah.
it's a very complicated kind of thing I've noticed, but they make those connections and the kids are able to, like, for example, when, like, if you're saying the word for dog, you know, if the parents have it written in Spanish, Hero, correct?
Yeah.
Right. I do that Duolingo and I've been trying to practice and but every time I have to use it outside of Duolingo, my brain goes, I don't know if that's right. But Pero, and then shows that motion of dog.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's able to match a little, even though that's not the actual Spanish, like the Spanish sign language for it, it's still, they can match that Spanish with that English a little bit. Because I know that's what a lot of parents I've seen do.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. Just if you're ever ready to jump in the gun, keep my info.
I will definitely.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Bye. All right, Miss Katie, I know you're not seeing it, but we done. So I shall talk with you next week.